What are you doing? What is it? Why are you climbing up there? Just come over here. They're so weird. Why are you so weird? I get so distracted when I'm holding him. Hi. Welcome back to Lissa's Lizards. I'm Melissa, and this is my little buddy Charlie. So today I'm going to be discussing and comparing 3 different lizards that I personally believe to be some of the best beginner lizards that you can start out with if you are looking to get your first time reptile. So we're going to start out with leopard geckos like Charlie here, and I always recommend these guys. I'm obviously very biased with him being my first pet reptile, but I always recommend these guys to first time reptile owners or lizard people. And that's for many different reasons. So all of those reasons kind of just wrapped up in a quick little snippet are affordability, their overall ease of care, their overall size, and also just their wonderful personalities because they're so sweet. So as far as size goes, these guys typically max out at about 10 inches. I mean, Charlie here is a full-grown 10-year-old leopard gecko, and it's a pretty manageable size. They're, easy to handle and, just a great size. As far as their enclosure goes, they usually require about a 20-gallon long aquarium or a 24 by 18 enclosure. So either of those are really manageable. It's not going to eat up a ton of space in your home, which is great. And just as far as their overall care goes, these guys pretty much need, several hides. They need a hot hide, a humid hide, and a cool hide. A humid hide is easily achieved by damp paper towels or sphagnum moss, and a hot hide is easily achieved by an under the tank heater set to about 89 or 90 degrees using a thermostat that is going to regulate that. So another thing that I personally like about their diets is that they are insectivores. So it's very easy to get a hold of feeders for these guys. However, it is something that could be a con for somebody who doesn't like insects or won't want to feed insects to an animal. So do be aware of that. If you don't like insects, this might not be the pet for you. As far as the last reason goes, these guys have wonderful personalities. Charlie here is always waiting at the front of the cage for food, always begging for food, and definitely always enjoys coming out and seems to be, for the most part, very social and just wants to explore. And they just have wonderful little personalities. Some of them are really goofy. They do weird things sometimes, and they're just lots of fun to have around. So that is leopard geckos. So our next 2 beginner lizards is actually a combo deal. So it is going to be a crested gecko like my monkey here, or a gargoyle gecko like Poke, who I have in one of these other cages over here. So these guys make wonderful beginner lizards for a variety of reasons, including affordability, their diet, and their overall ease of care. So again, their overall ease of care, just like leopard geckos, is pretty wonderful. So these guys actually sit great at room temperatures, right at around 72 to 80 degrees. So they don't require any additional heating or lighting, which is something really nice when owning a reptile, because that's usually something that people are concerned about. So something else that's really wonderful about these guys is their diet. So for somebody who doesn't really want to have insects in their home or doesn't want to feed an animal insects, this is a perfect pet for you. So these guys, their main diet is going to be a Pangea or Repashy. There are several other brands, but those are the 2 most popular. It's a powdered fruit mix that you mix with water to create a baby food-like consistency, and that is what they eat. So they eat that about every other day, and they don't require insects as a necessity. It's great to give it to them as a treat, but it's not absolutely mandatory. So that is one thing that makes them a wonderful pet and is definitely a pro for somebody who isn't a big fan of insects. So just in regards to their overall care, these guys do require a humidity of about 60 to 70%. So that is a pretty high humidity. But that's still pretty easily achieved with a daily misting, which is awesome. So it's pretty easy to manage, but definitely make sure that you're keeping that humidity up if you get one of these guys. And just in regards to affordability and overall, being able to find these guys, you can find these guys at any expo. I mean, they are so prevalent in the reptile community and in reptile sales right now. They are everywhere. So it is not hard to find these guys, and it's actually very easy to find them in beautiful patterns, wonderful colors. I mean, these guys just come in a wide variety of things. So it's definitely really fun to go shopping for these guys. So they make wonderful pets. Gargoyle geckos, I'm not going to take Poke out today. He's really young and he's still a little bit jumpy. Monkey is too, trust me, he's a total psycho. But gargoyle geckos come in brilliant, wonderful colors. They are a little bit more expensive than crested geckos, but they come in, you know, red stripes and orange stripes and all kinds of things. So these guys, crested geckos and gargoyle geckos, just in general, both require very overall similar care. They both make wonderful first-time pets. I would probably say one of the biggest cons with these guys though is that they are very jumpy and they both can drop their tails. So if you have kids, or if you know you are wanting your kids to be able to participate in helping you take care of this animal, you definitely want to be aware of that. They are not the most easily handled by kids because they are very jumpy and will jump around from place to place. Some of them can be very chill. Monkey is being very deceiving right now and is acting like he's chill when in reality he's a psycho, and he hopped all over my room just for me to get him out of his cage. So he is crazy. So do not let this adorable face fool you. He is nuts. So some of them are crazy, some of them are chill. Just depends on if you get lucky. So there is one lizard that is not on my list that might surprise some people, and that is a bearded dragon. I do not currently own a bearded dragon, and they don't really strike me as a beginner lizard. And there are many reasons for this. They are one of the lizards that are just the most improperly cared for and are the most neglected or abused based on lack of knowledge, lack of research, incorrect research, and incorrect husbandry. So those are just one of those animals that I think are more on the intermediate to advanced reptile side, and I do not recommend them to beginners unless you are doing months and months of research to make sure that you can properly care for it. So I did just want to mention those, but that is all that I have for you today. So these are just some of the best pet reptiles that I think are some amazing ones for beginners and even advanced. You know, I mean, just because they're some of the more common doesn't make them any less. So that is all that I have for you today, but I really hope that this helps somebody find their first perfect beginner pet lizard or reptile, and I hope that somebody is able to make the decision out there based on some of these pros and cons. You know, do a lot more research than just this video. This is not a care guide, so I will handle that in other videos, but definitely do your research, and any of these three, leopard gecko, crested gecko, or gargoyle gecko, can make wonderful beginner first-time pets for reptile or lizard owners. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next video.